2 years ago, I came to this conference, like many of you, didn't have a company, had a lot of ideas, hadn't thought about what I was going to do. When I came out of the conference, I said, you know, I really need to sharpen the focus. I've got some great ideas, and it's time to move forward with some of those ideas or pick one and do it. And that's what I've done. So the journey's been great during the last 2 years. And I've got to say the resources that Innovate has provided through co-builders, some of the funding, Microsoft and others, has been also fabulous. So I want to thank them for being here. Content is everywhere. 1 trillion megabytes of new content is created every day. And each American spends approximately 7 hours on digital media every day. The question that I want to ask each of you is, how do you reward great content? Well, the answer is, in many cases, you can't. Not today. My name is Zeke Fairbank. I'm CEO of iResonate, and I'm delighted to be here today to present our solution and company to you. Our solution is ClickTip. We partner with websites to bring our button to their sites to allow impulse donations in an efficient manner. ClickTip allows viewers of content to make a donation to the content providers and to the websites directly. It's not impulsive, it's efficient, and it is customizable to any currency around the world. ClickTip, click, and tip also sound the same in many languages. This is an example of ClickTip on a blog site. Our business model, basically, we partner with websites to put ClickTip on their site. A viewer sees content that they like, that resonates with them. They go ahead and they want to make a donation or a tip for that content. They click on the ClickTip button. That brings up a pop-up which allows them to complete the transaction, which is securely processed through Stripe. The donation is then split with 5% going to iResonate for facilitating the transaction, and the balance going to the web host and to the content providers. The web host sets the percentage that each content provider will get. This is an example of our market. We intend to go after the blog market, and you can see it's pretty extensive. Our go-to market strategy. Currently, or I should say in 2020, there were 31.7 million blogs in the United States. We intend to go after the blog market. We'd like to be a small player in a very large market. The sales funnel, we'll grow our sales funnel organically, utilizing social media and paid digital advertising to promote our brands and to attract customers. When we started the process, we needed to validate a couple of points. The first being, would consumers, would viewers be interested in actually tipping for what is essentially free content? The second point is, would websites be willing to put a donate button onto their site? So in the first case, we ran a survey using SurveyMonkey and Google Survey. And we surveyed over 2,000 respondents. During that survey, we learned a couple of things. First of all, 43% said yes, they would tip for interesting or resonating content. And the other thing that we learned was that the average tip would be $1 to $5. We then looked at the blog sphere. We went out to 350 blog publishers, again using the survey tools, to ask them, would you be interested in putting a donate button on your site? 58% said yes, they would consider it. 12% have added some type of mechanism to get a donation or a tip. And 45% said that they were interested in participating with us in a beta test. If you look at our direct competition, Ko-fi and Buy Me a Coffee are two of our main competitors because they support content providers. The real problem with competition, with our competition, is they're highly inefficient. Many of them are fan-based, community-based sites. So if you want to make a donation on one website, you actually have to get ported to another website, which is that community or fan-based site, in order to make that donation. Very inefficient, very time-consuming, and a lot of people drop out. The advantage of ClickTip is it's impulsive. It allows you to make a donation real time, right there. Pop up, transaction, done. Competitive advantages for us. Well, if you look at monetization in a lot of websites, it really breaks down to four key areas. One is advertising revenue, you have affiliate marketing, you have product sales, and you have sponsorship. The problem with those areas, each of those areas, there are pain points. Biggest pain point that they have are ad blockers. Ad blockers are blocking a lot of that. The second problem that they have is what I call time suck. The amount of time it takes to identify, negotiate, and maintain contracts with advertisers, affiliate marketers, and other people. The third point is that if they're doing product sales, then there's time that you have to actually be shipping the products or emailing and customer support. We overcome those pain points. You put ClickTip on your site, you set it up, you're done, revenue comes in. There's no really further action on your part. The other thing about ClickTip is, if you look at the gig economy today, this fits right into the solutions that they're endorsing. Looking at our financials, we look at being profitable within 2 years. One of the real advantages that we have is over time, we're going to be building a database of content providers, web hosts, websites, and donors. That database is going to have huge value in terms of upsell opportunities as well as data sell opportunities. And down the road, when we are looking for an acquisition, we'll have something that's very attractive. We're seeking an investment of $250,000. This will cover our funding gap during years 1 and 2. Any excess funding will be used to accelerate growth. And our exit strategy is to be acquired in year 5. We have a first-class group of founders. I'm based on the Gulf Coast. We've got our CTO is based in Silicon Valley, and we have a brand and marketing manager based in New York City. We also have first-class advisors based in Chicago, Atlanta, Gulf Coast, and also Pittsburgh. In conclusion, I want to leave you with a couple of things. First of all, the Bill Gross, who started the Idea Lab, said that the largest predictor of success for startups is market timing. During the last year and a half, Microsoft, Facebook, YouTube, and others have all put in tipping on their sites. The timing's now. I'll cut off the last point. So, thank you very much. Any questions? No questions? Yes, ma'am.
Your market is primarily bloggers and not content that you find on social media, correct?
The market is primarily, we've identified bloggers. We call social media, Facebook and Twitter, we call them aggregators. They aggregate a lot of different users. We don't see being able to compete with them effectively. So bloggers tend to be independent, and that's an ideal market for us. Any other questions? Good. I'll leave you with my last point then. And my last point was, today or tomorrow, you're going to go home, you can look at your cell phone, you're going to look at your computer, and you're going to see something that makes you laugh, makes you shed a tear, makes you think. And the question that you're going to ask yourself is, why can't I reward this? Invest in iResonate today. Thank you very much.